Hi everybody, this is Lara. I'm working through my list of extra free analysis that you voted on. Excuse the noise, that's the fire in the background. I'm still in Bogota and it's really cold here at night. So I'm updating Litecoin for you today. My monthly wave count remains the same. Actually, I think I might move this invalidation point up to 40.34. Yep. So let's have a look at the weekly. Well, first of all, from this low to this high, I see a 5-wave impulse within it. The third wave is 71.374 times the length of the first wave. If we see the same relationship between this third wave to its first wave, then a reasonable target for Litecoin would be 8,943. That's how I got the target. It's not a Fibonacci ratio. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. I think we're going to go from this low here, which is this low here. Here's the middle of intermediate 2, this bear market, which looks to be over, start of intermediate wave 3. If this wave count's correct, and I think I might need to change my degree of labeling down here, if it's correct, then we should be looking at a third wave at multiple degrees in its early stages. These third waves do tend to start out slowly, accelerate through the middle, and explode at the end. Let's have a look at what could be happening here. I think this degree of labeling is wrong. I think I need to change this. So, what am I going to do? Probably move it down 1 degree. What's it looking like on the monthly? I wonder if this could be an ending diagonal over up here. Let's just have a go at that. Could this be minor wave 1 over up here? Oh, leading diagonal, sorry. No, I would put this here and this here. No, because 3 is longer than 1, 4 is longer than 3. Oh, 5 is longer than 3. No, 4 is longer than 2. But I don't think the trend lines are going to work. They're not going to know. The trend lines are converging, but the wave lengths are expanding. Okay, well, I think my degree of labeling is probably... no, I think that's probably right. I'll leave it at that. I think maybe I want to see minute wave 1 incomplete, because I think, excuse me, this might be unfolding as an impulse here. No, I think I see this here and here. And so long as 4 remains above 83.82, then this labeling would be valid. But either way, still not expecting any huge bear markets until the end of primary wave 3. Still a really bullish wave count. Let's have a look at the daily chart. Yeah, I'm going to do 2 actually for this. This is going to be my first one. I think if I have 1 over there and 2 here, so 1, 2, 1, 2. And this, I don't know. Okay, well that's okay. I think, I'm not sure about what's happening up in here, but either way I think this could be a second wave correction. Let's save that. I'm going to do an alternate. And the other alternate idea I had was basically what I had on the weekly chart. So I'm going to detach these, and I have to detach this and this. Now I think I might I have to move the degree of labeling here down. And now I'm going to bring in, because and then I can put it where I want it, my Elliott Wave impulse. This could be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 could be underway. And now, so then if we draw it like that and we draw an Elliott channel on it using Elliott's technique, 1 to 3, copy on 2. How does that look? That looks really good. That's what I think. If this is correct, then this is the invalidation point, because the fourth wave may not move into first wave price territory below 83.82 while the impulse is underway. When the impulse is over, the invalidation point moves all the way back down to the start of 1, and we'd expect a second wave. So either one of those scenarios may be unfolding. Overall, the picture is really bullish for Litecoin, but for now, could be short-term bullish or could be short-term bearish. Let's pull a Fibonacci in here and see where the second wave is. If this is another second wave, where could it be going? How deep? I think I want to view this on, I want to view it on a semi-log scale actually, so that if logarithmic function is applied to that Fibonacci ratio, makes the channel wrong, but we can redraw that. So 75.87, lower to 75.87 for this model. If price makes a new low by any amount at any time frame, even a fraction of a cent on a tick chart, because the rule is absolute, wave 4, no part of wave 4 may move into any part of wave 1, so 83.82, a new low below that point, and then the target is 75.87 or below. I hope that makes sense, how I'm using those Elliott Wave rules and the different degrees of labelling. So that's my Elliott Wave analysis update for Litecoin. What are the technicals saying? Off this low, there's a strong bullish engulfing candlestick. So this is the low on the 12th of June last year on the weekly chart. Price is now pretty much range bound with, so a bit of support now at 79.95. Resistance above 126.66. Volume profile for the short term, a little bit bearish. Overall, volume declining from through here. Volume declining again here as price rises. It's red weeks stronger than green weeks, so a little bit bearish for the short term. So maybe that more bearish model may be the one to use. Last signal from on balance volume on the week beginning 8th of January was bullish. Prices moved up higher since then, so that could be resolved. No new range, no new signal on the weekly chart. ADX is increasing. The positive DX line is above the negative. There is an upward trend in place at the weekly chart time frame. It's just now extreme, but there's a long way to go before it gets very extreme. When the black ADX line reaches above both DX lines, the trend is extreme, but this trend can get above 45 or it can get above 60 for Litecoin. So there's a long way to go before it gets very extreme and into danger territory. RSI reached oversold on the weekly chart at the low in June last year, and it's only done that previously once at the very beginning of Litecoin's price history. Currently in neutral territory, plenty of room for an upward trend to continue. If there is an upward trend, as this chart says, as ADX says on the weekly chart, there's a long way to go before it would be in danger territory. Money flow also not overbought. Stochastics returning to neutral. ATR showing a little bit of an increase as price moves higher and now starting to flatten off. These bull markets do start slow. So on the daily chart, there is some support about 79.95. There was a dark cloud cover here at the high with a bearish upper wick. Unsurprisingly, getting some downward movement. What conditions did that occur in? First, let's look at the volume profile. Volume's dropped right off. And a little bit of strength in downward sessions. So the fact that volume's dropped right off as price falls, there's weakness in downward movement, not as much interest here, but then price can fall of its own weight, which is a shorthand way of saying price can fall due to a lack of activity from buyers just as easily as it can from an increase in activity from sellers. It can fall quite hard and quite fast. I've seen that happen before on gold. On balance volume is flattening off with price, so no signal here. ADX is increasing, it's above 15, the negative DX line is above the positive. At the daily chart level, there is a downward trend. At the weekly chart level, an upward trend. So that would fit the bullish Elliott Wave model. The downward trend would be the fourth wave correction. Overall, the upward trend would be that continuing impulse higher. RSI is neutral, reached overbought here. The close for price, 87.81. The close up here, 94.31. And the close up here, 102.86, so double bearish divergence between price and RSI, while ADX reached very extreme, above 40 and above both DX lines. Not as extreme as it can get, but still very extreme. Now that would actually tend to fit the more bearish, immediately bearish Elliott Wave count. I'd expect a deeper pullback following those kinds of conditions. So we might have a series of first and second waves unfolding. I think that would be the most likely. So I'm thinking this one is probably most likely, looking at this chart. Money flow neutral. So money flow and RSI aren't oversold. Stochastics is nearing oversold. There's plenty of room in this downward trend before it reaches extreme at this stage at the daily chart level. I think for the bigger picture, it's probably still a counter trend movement, but I don't think it's done yet. And yeah, 75.87, 75.95, I would expect that would be my zone for support for Litecoin for maybe another very few short downward weeks, overall choppy downward movement. That's it from me, and please don't forget I'm launching my next online course, Buy Low, Sell High, this Thursday. If you want to be notified of a special launch offer, click on the link in the description box down below and sign up to get notified, and I'll let you know what that offer is when I launch that course. We're expecting it will be on Thursday. I mean, something could go wrong and it might not be on Thursday, it might be a little bit later. So if you're on that list, you'll know exactly when that's going to happen and you won't have to guess. So that might be a good idea, and you'll know what kind of special offer I'm going to give you for that. That's it from me with Litecoin. I'll hopefully continue working through that list this week, and thank you all for your support.